Hi everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Today we're going to be looking at these two EnGenius products. They're both cloud managed. This one is a 8-port PoE network switch, and then you've got an indoor Wi-Fi access point. Okay, let's have a look at both of these products. So first of all, we have got the Wi-Fi access point, which is the ECW120. It has a recommended retail price in the UK of £181.91. Bear in mind that's probably going to change by the time you actually watch this. This one, which is the network switch, or the PoE network switch, is roughly £220. Again, depends on where you're getting it from, prices may vary. So let's have a quick look at the boxes. Pretty much brown boxes, a little bit writing on it, other than model numbers. A bit of information on that one, but in all reality, not a lot to look at. These are aimed to be business solution products, so they are not aimed at the general consumer. Don't get me wrong, you could use them at home if you really wanted to, but these are mainly designed to be used in offices and places like that, big businesses basically. Okay, so this is what you've got inside of the box for the Cloud Managed 11AC Wave 2 wireless indoor access point. Yeah, it's a little bit long-winded, that one, but from now on I'm just going to call it a Wi-Fi access point because that's what it is, and it's designed to go indoors. So you've got some conformity information there, not too bothered about that, information of how to fit it and how to set it up there as well. You've also got like a wall mount plate there and all the fittings you're going to need to screw it in and fit it. The actual device itself, you've got all your LEDs on the top, so from power, network, 2.4 gigahertz and so forth. So that's pretty straightforward. It's got their logo there. On the back you've got two screw mounts there, which I'm guessing that fits on. Yep. So that allows you to obviously mount it onto a wall. It's got your Ethernet connection as well as a 12-volt DC. You can power this through Ethernet, so PoE Ethernet, so it's power over Ethernet, or through the 12-volt DC cable if you wished. It does have ventilation around the sides. Not too big, but it's enough to keep it obviously cool there. So otherwise, not much to look at, but it looks quite stylish for what it is, to be honest with you, and it wouldn't look out of place in any office. Again, this is designed for mainly for businesses, not for homes, but that's not saying you can't use it at home, but it is really designed for a business. Okay, so we're going to have a look now at the Cloud Managed 55W PoE 8-port network switch, which is that bit there. But first, let's have a look at the quick installation guide. This is everything what comes in the box, by the way. So folds out, it's all black and white, so you've got all your information you should need there, as well as how to set up the cloud and everything like that, so you can obviously manage it, because that's what it is. It is a managed 55W PoE 8-port network switch. I'm just going to call it for a network switch from now on. But basics, you've got some screws in there for mounting. You've also got 4 little cutout circles there, which I'm guessing will stick onto the bottom like little feet. You've got the power cable, and the other part of the power cable, they've sent us a European one, but I'm guessing they'll normally send out a UK type cable if you're in the UK. That's because they've sent it out from their warehouse rather than directly from a reseller. So let's have a closer look at the actual device itself. So as you can see, it's, well, you can't really see, but you can hear it is metal, so not plastic, anything like that. This is full metal. On the front, you've got all your different ports on there, so 1 through 8. So obviously, these are all PoE ports, so that means power over Ethernet. If you're not sure what that is, probably best to look it up, but in basics, it sends power through the Ethernet cables to a device, usually ideal for stuff like this wireless access point we're reviewing as well, on top of things like CCTV cameras and other devices like that, where you don't want to have to plug in an Ethernet cable as well as a power cable, so it basically makes one cable do the job of two things. So you've got stuff like your power on there, fault, you've got PoE max on there as well, LAN mode, PoE mode, so you've got LED mode there. You've got a reset as well. Obviously you've got all 8 ports across there, which you've got 2 lights on each. You've got vents on either side. On the back you've got a little rocker switch back and forth for obviously power. That's where your power cable goes in there. You've got more ventilation as well. On the bottom you've got 4 circular bits. That's where the little pad's hard to see on there, but there's actually 4 little circles in there you will stick onto the bottom. That's your feet, and then you've got your model numbers and everything there as well. And there are 2 little cutouts there where you could actually mount it on a wall if you wished. Okay, so I've got all these plugged in. I don't actually have it physically switched on yet. So as you can see, the power cable going into here with a rocker switch on the back. I've then got an Ethernet cable, I'll start with this one, which is going to our main router or modem. And then this cable here is what's going to the wireless access point. So the power, what's going into here, and then you've got the internet going into here, and then the internet's going down this cable as well as power to this access point. So that's how they work well together. Obviously you can have multiple of these plugged in here with stuff like your cameras and stuff like that, CCTV and so on. So that's ideal for PoE devices. So I'm guessing we'll flick the switch on here. So flick it on, you can see the lights are all starting to dance on there and the power's coming on. So I'm guessing sooner or later the power should start coming on this as well. Let's just turn it around so it's the right way around. Probably take a little while because obviously this has got to power up, boot up, and then when that does, then it's obviously got to power that up. So obviously it's going to probably take a few seconds or a minute or so. Here we go, power light has just come on here. So I'm guessing sooner or later, again it might take a little while because you've got to wait for the wireless and everything to kick in. But as you can see there, yeah, we've got 2.4 GHz and the 5 GHz one is lit up. Obviously these haven't been set up yet. I haven't set them up with the cloud system or anything. I'll show you the basics how to do that in a few minutes. But as you can see, it has got power and it seems to be working, which is a good thing. So let me get my mobile phone. Okay, so I've got my iPhone here. I'm on the Wi-Fi section. You can see on here all the different Wi-Fi names and stuff it's picking up locally, including the EnGenius ones on here. This is one what's initializing. There's one what's no cloud configured because we haven't configured it yet. But I'm just going to go on the basic one here. I'm guessing it's going to be unsecure because it's not set up yet. Unsecure network, just to see if it connects, and it has connected. So if I just go onto here and then do a speed check, so just click on that one and I can press go, and it's going to check the speed of the internet and make sure it's working. So, and as you can see there, it is, and that unfortunately is roughly the speed we get in here. It's not the best area for the internet. It's not like our retail store where we get 350 meg, but 15 is better than what some people get around here, which is as low as 1 megabyte. There you go. So as you can see, it is actually working. Now you can download the apps for these devices onto your phone, or you can do it through the web browser as well. So I've installed it, but that's as far as I've gone. I've not actually set the access points up. So I'm guessing we go onto EnGenius Cloud, and it shows us our network there. It just says one network set up, but there's no access points or switches set up on there. There's a plus, so I'm guessing without reading the instructions, I press the plus. It's come up with a barcode scanner. So let me zoom so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm guessing if I scan the bottom of this, yeah, there's a little barcode under where the cable is. Not the best place to have it, in all honesty, to try and get to. So if I scan that, it's saying, oh yeah, it's picked it up, and it's saying, do I want to register it? Yeah, I do. Okay, register more or close. So okay, I'll press register more, and then I'm hoping there's a barcode on the bottom of this. Yeah, there is. it's finding that. Do I want to register that? Yes, I do. And it's simple as that, adding it onto the actual system. So that's actually pretty good. So I don't want to register anymore. So now it says inventory 2. So if I go into the admin section, you can see the name of the network and everything on there. You can edit it. It's not picking them up as access points yet, it says 0. Okay, after reading the instructions, which is always helpful, said no man ever, what you have to do is once you've added the devices into the system, you then have to add them to the network. So you click on the 3 little lines up there, the hamburger as they call it, click on inventory, and then you can see the devices. So you click on the device you want, so it shows you everything there, and it says add to network. You press that little arrow. I created a network called Studio. You click the studio you want to put it on and press apply, and then go back to devices, do the same for the next one, add, apply. So now I'm guessing, or at least without reading the instructions again, it should, if we go to the overview, now show 1 access point and 1 switch on there. It's telling me with the pop-ups my devices are all online as well. Obviously it'll tell me if they go offline as well. So now I can click on the access point and I've got your different options on there, and it's giving you all the options you can change and so forth. Obviously you can go through and change different details if you're wanting to, but that's obviously up to you. And it's saying there's firmware upgrades available, do you want to do them and stuff like that. So it's giving you all the information you should need. So you can see how easy it is to set up when you actually know how and read the instructions just a little bit. I just have to remember to click the hamburger and add the devices to the correct network. But there you go. Quite a lot of pop-ups at the moment, mainly because of the firmware updates which are available. But if I go back to the main menu as well, there are other options like monitoring and support. Click the wrong one there. So you can monitor the studio, and you can see there all your different settings and usage and throughput and any other bits of information you want. Obviously it's not going to show you too much at the moment because we've only just plugged it in. It's saying there's issues detected on there. Doesn't specify exactly what those issues are at the moment. So if I'm guessing go into events, there we go. Yeah, so it's basically just saying about the auto upgrades for the firmware are there, so it's basically wanting to go through and do those. So that's the events, what it's telling you about. So that's pretty good.